Welcome to FM Jeeping. My name is Mark, and today we're going to turn this threaded rod into a inner seal installation tool. So I'm currently building my 1-ton Dana 60, and I'm at the point where I need to put my inner seals in. Now, just like the Dana 30, and the Dana 60 has inner axle seals, and those are there to keep the fluid in the differential and out of the tubes. But the problem being is that it's not easy to seat the seals when they're pressed in. Now you can use a hammer, you can use a seal driver. I've used a long extension through the tube with the socket that's just the right size to seat those seals. But I'm going to try to come up with a less evasive, more precise way of doing it. Now online they sell these tools that you put into the carrier, you thread in, and basically the threads push and seat the seal. So I'm going to try to replicate that today. What we got here is some half-inch threaded rod from Home Depot and a bearing and race seal driver set from Harbor Freight. I forgot what I paid for this. I believe it was 40 bucks or less, but I've used this on more than one occasion for more than just what I'm using it here for. So it kind of carries across multiple uses. So what we're going to try to do is mimic having this seat against here. I'm going to thread I'm going to put a thread a nut here to hold against this, and use the other side to press in my seal. So I'm going to go ahead, clean up the mating surfaces with a little bit of emery, and I'll be right back. So the seals we're going to be putting on this Dana 60, is a floating style seal. If you can look, oops, there we go. If you can see it, it slides back and forth and it adjusts to, I don't know, but it's a floating style. Now, the one in the Dana 30 is more of a static style. You press it in and that's kind of it. There's a spring behind the rubber sealing material, and that holds pressure on the axle to keep the fluid inside. Dana 60 is a little bit different. However, the process and what we're going to be doing should remain the same. We're going to basically press on the outer part of the race where it's the strongest and seat the seal. So I didn't film it at the time, but one thing I did use when I removed the original seals out of the Dana 60 was this really, really long half-inch threaded rod with a 2-inch washer on it, and a couple smaller washers to kind of hold it in place, 2 bolts or 2 nuts and I lock these down. I put 2 more nuts on the bottom, and I would just hammer it. And what it was is that this 2-inch washer was just the right diameter to catch the seal. I think I only destroyed 1 seal. The other one came out with no problem. So yeah, so I'm kind of doing the reverse. I'm going to go ahead and use the nuts and maybe even some of the washers on our press. So here's what it is. I threw this to. So here it is, my homemade press. We're going to test this out, see how it works. The threaded rod, less than 10 bucks, and then I had this race driver. Now, obviously, I know for the price of what I paid for the race driver kit, you can go out and buy one of these. However, I'm multi-purposing that race driver kit into a bearing press. So we're gonna give this a go. I've got my seal. What's nice about the Dana 60 seals is they sit in a little bit better as opposed to the Dana 30 seals. The Dana 30 seals, you have to, it's like a hope and a dream to get them started correctly. So, probably. And of course now, it doesn't want to work right. There we go. Okay. All right. So we're going to go ahead. Put that up. I'm going to thread this out, get it nice and tight. see if this works or not. Okay. Now it's under its own weight. When I went to edit this video, I found that one of my files was corrupted, and of course it was the second angle on how I was doing this. So basically I'm going to take my Sterling here and kind of show you what I did. I found the right cap that sits nice in the opposite side of the one I'm pressing, and if you can imagine, I use this as a base, and this is the side I'd be pressing. And if you can imagine, and I'm sorry that we had to do it this way, basically you take a wrench, and you tighten this up just like this. You snug it up, you get the seal centered, and then you slowly thread it in just like that. So that's it, guys. You know, with basically stuff I had lying around and maybe just a couple bucks in threaded rod, I was able to make a seal press for a Dana 60, and I'm pretty sure this would work for a 30. You just got to get the right drivers. But other than that, you know, let me know what you guys think. Do you think this is going to work? Only time will tell. We'll see what happens when I put axles in this thing and fill it up with fluid. So with that being said, if you like what you've seen, have any questions, comments, concerns, criticisms, leave those down below where they belong. Thumbs up if you found this useful. Also consider subscribing if you like my content. Always trying to kind of do something a little different. And we'll catch you on the next one.